This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening, I'm Karen Harch. Nolan Johannes has the night off. A bridge in Lackawanna County that's been closed for 6 weeks now will probably stay closed for a while longer. As Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds reports, some business people in the Clark Summit area are really upset, while others see the bridge closing as the best thing that's ever happened.
Work on the State Street Bridge in Clark Summit came to a standstill about 2 days ago when a crane needed to lift some 40-ton steel beams broke down. Since July, though, traffic has been detoured around the bridge and around some businesses.
My dad's worried that it's going to hurt business. I said, Dad, don't worry about it. People know we're still open for business.
The owner of a Clark Summit car dealership spent about $37,000 in advertising time telling people that he's still open while the bridge is closed.
And it seems to have worked for us. The month of July was the biggest month in the history of our new company. We're here 3.5 years.
But the detour has had the opposite effect on other businesses, including this family-run vegetable stand.
We have the local people, we're losing the travelers. Our business is down 50%.
PennDOT says it had hoped to have the bridge open by October 7th, but that date has been pushed back by at least a month. PennDOT blames part of the delays on the D&H Railroad Company, which owns this land, which the bridge sits on. PennDOT says the D&H, at times, has been delaying some of the paperwork which is needed to keep the bridge project going.
We express our concerns to the railroad quite often. Sometimes they listen, sometimes it falls on deaf ears.
The D&H official in charge of the project declined to talk to us about the controversy. PennDOT says it hopes to have a better idea when exactly the bridge will open next week. Bob Reynolds, Newswatch 16, Clark Summit.
The crowds at a West Pittston house that its owners say is possessed by demons is getting to be a hassle for neighbors. A lot of people have been going to see that house. Newswatch 16's Joe Ducey is live there, somewhere out there, I think, in West Pittston. Joe, can you hear me?
Yes, Karen, I can. When the Smurls made public that their house here in West Pittston is haunted with demons, it seems like the whole country responded with reporters. You can see them here, photographers, all kinds of sightseers here coming here each day. At first, neighbors say they didn't mind. It was different. It was kind of fun. But now the crowd seemed to be getting out of hand. We're going to be showing you some pictures of the area here, some of the roadblocks that police have now set up to keep the large crowds away. Police have set up the roadblocks because of response from the crowds here saying that they don't like all the traffic here at night. One of the neighbors that I talked to say that she even found beer bottles in their yards, and it's become just too much.
It was a novelty at the beginning of the week, but now it's getting to the point where it's getting annoying.
It's getting out of hand. People walking around here all hours of the night. And I was talking to Elmer across the street there. They woke him up 4 o'clock this morning.
The only thing I'll believe is if I see that little demon jumping in front of me, then I'll believe it's true. Otherwise, no way.
Now, whether the people believe it in this neighborhood or not, they say that the crowds are getting out of hand. Now, to alleviate some of these problems, the Smurls have set up a news conference for all the rest of the news media to come here tomorrow. Now, we offered to spend the night with the Smurls and record anything that happened and show it to you the next day, but the Smurls declined, saying, among other things, that if they let us do it, they'd have to let everybody do it. Joe Ducey, Newswatch 16 live in West Pittston. Karen?
Okay, thanks, Joe. When Newswatch 16 continues, we'll take you live to the Little League Park in South Williamsport. Plus, we'll honor a Little League umpire who gave his life to save 2 youngsters from a killer tornado. And our Dan Fiorucci will try his bat against the best of them at the park.
Candlelight, the right wine, the right ambiance. The wrong chicken.
Engines. Nope, wrong chicken.
Next time, choose the right chicken, Penfield Farms, for that farm fresh taste that's just right. Right, big guy?
Right.
Remember, if it's not Penfield Farms, it's not the right chicken.
A Little League umpire who gave the last full measure was honored today in Williamsport. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci is live at the World Series to fill us in. Dan?
Karen, it's an amazing story. As you'll remember, on May 31st, 1985, a series of tornadoes swept through western Pennsylvania.
Now, during one of those storms, a Little League umpire jumped on top of two children just as the funnel cloud was passing over them. Stanley Koska was killed by the tornado. He was picked up by it and driven into a building, but because of him, the two children survived. Now, today in Williamsport, the post office opened a new philatelic center with the cancellation of this Little League postal cover. The center, which caters to the needs of stamp collectors, is dedicated to the memory of umpire Koska. Koska's widow was awarded the first commemorative cover put out at the Philatelic Center.
I think it's really nice. I really do. I've attended a lot of functions for him, and this is great. It really is. Makes me feel proud of him.
The new Philatelic Center is the only one of its kind in the Williamsport area. Up to now, stamp collectors had to travel to Harrisburg to go to a Philatelic Center. Now, the game that Stanley Koska loved so much is a game of extraordinary skill. In fact, it has been said that one of the most difficult feats in all of sport is the hitting of a pitched baseball. Just how tough is it to hit Little League pitching? We wanted to find out, so we asked the Little League to supply us with a pitcher. They said, "What, are you crazy? You want to kill him with a line drive?" Turns out with me it's no problem. We found a pitching machine that pitches Little League speed. And believe me, it's murder to get a bat on this ball. If you ever thought I was a bad reporter, rest assured of this. I'm a far worse batter. But I do have a major league grown. A Little League pitch can come in at about 70 miles an hour from 45 feet out. That's why I was told to wear a helmet. A lot of my hits might have gone farther if the ball had hit me in the head. 2 hits.
Now!
Thanks to hints from my fans, I developed a keen sense of timing and became much more skilled at missing the ball.
I'll tell you, those kids are amazing.
And there are some of those amazing kids right now up at bat. The Sarasota, Florida team, the guys who were kind enough to allow me to humiliate myself on the field today at batting practice. The Little League World Series has, of course, become something of a national event. Today, a production company hired by ABC Sports brought in a satellite truck. Production crews have been setting up television equipment here for the past few days just so that you can see the final championship game of the World Series right here on Channel 16. Live coverage begins with ABC's Wide World of Sports tomorrow at 4 in the afternoon. And my question to you, Tom Clark, down there near the field, is what will the weather be like for that game?
Well, Dan, as you can see, it is just beautiful here now. Plenty of sunshine, and, well, I don't think it's going to last. When we come back, I'll tell you when I think it's going to rain this weekend. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve South Williamsport and all of Lycoming County.
Everybody knows that Nexus is a really good shampoo, so everybody uses it. Until somebody notices that everybody is using it and puts the Nexus someplace where just anybody can't find it. Well, nobody's going to stand for that, and pretty soon, everybody is trying to keep anybody and everybody from finding the Nexus.
Honey, have you seen the Nexus?
Where did you look? Nexus is easy to find. It's at hairstyling salons everywhere.
We think Dad's Original and Special Mixed Dry Cat Foods are terrific, but it means much more to hear it from you. This letter's from a cat owner in Ohio. She says her Max loves his Dad's Original so much, he chewed a hole right through the bag. Now, we can't guarantee that kind of enthusiasm from your cat, but we do know one thing. Even the most finicky cats won't turn their noses up at Dad's Special Mix or Dad's Original.
And now for a trip back in time as we continue to celebrate the Susquehanna Boom Festival in Williamsport all this week. Ah, yes, the days of the horse-drawn carriage and a gentleman serenading his lady. If you stroll down Millionaires Row tonight, you'll see a lot of people all decked out in 19th century dress. The area on West 4th Street between Elmira and 3rd is taking Williamsport back to the turn of the century. The Victorian mansions are open for tours. You have to buy a ticket to get in. And there are those old-time autos parading the streets, too. For refreshments, the prices are those of the good old days. Now back out to the ballpark where Tom Clark is enjoying the sunshine, I presume.
Karen, I am. It's a beautiful day here. This game is in the 5th inning behind me. The sun is getting low, the clouds are dissipating, and in the sun, 90 degrees here deep in left field. We do have some changes coming weather-wise, and we'll take a look at that storm system heading our way in just a moment. Beginning with our weather watchers now, and it's up there in Bradford County. Joyce Stevens in Camptown has 75 degrees and sunny in her backyard. Catherine Straley in Canadenses, the Poconos, 66 and a mixture of clouds and sun. And Carol Salinger in Snydertown, Northumberland County, 82 and sunny at her place. That's not too far from here. In the backyard at home, the temperature is 75. The humidity, well, a bit lower than it was yesterday, 58%. The wind is from the north at 9, and the barometer is at 30.23 and rising. It's up quite high. 77 and 59 was the range in the backyard today. That's not too far from normal. 98 and 42 are the records for the day. The high only 72 a year ago, and that's an indication of things to come. And there's a view. Lamedy Stadium basking in sunshine this Friday evening. Got a satellite view just in. Now we do have quite a bit of clear skies in the eastern part of the country. That storm system in the upper Midwest is dragging a cold front through the plain states, and quite a bit of cloudiness with that storm system. The arrow indicates where it's going to be heading this weekend, well to the north of Pennsylvania. And as it does, it'll sweep that cold front through the state tomorrow night. And that's when I think the best chance for rain will come this weekend. That storm system is going to suck down some cool Canadian air for Sunday and Monday. Now here's my forecast for tonight. Clear skies, the moon rising late tonight, a beautiful evening. Some fog will form after midnight. And great for sleeping. 56 in Wysox, about 54 in Hazleton, nice and cool. Here in South Williamsport, 58. And the breeze overnight, very light from the northeast. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:20, and your sunset for a Saturday evening at 7:51. We may not see that though. Overnight clear, some patchy fog, 56 in the backyard. Just a beautiful evening on the way. Saturday tomorrow, it'll start out nice, then I think the clouds will be on the increase as we go, and 77 should be the high. And from 6 o'clock, I'd say around 6 o'clock tomorrow night, anytime after then, good chance of a shower or a thunderstorm out ahead of that cold front moving through. And so then Sunday, look at that high, only 72, partly sunny skies, and it should stay nice through Monday and Tuesday, then warming up back to near 80 by Tuesday. So the big championship game gets underway here tomorrow at about 4 o'clock. They should be able to get it in, but the showers may be close by the end of that game. But it's beautiful here now. Everybody's having a good time, and I'm going to grab myself a hot dog, Karen, and enjoy the rest of this game.
Okay, Tom, for those of us going to the parade tomorrow in Carbondale, I guess we don't need umbrellas then, right?
It should be nice for the Pioneer Days parade, Karen. Sunshine, no rain for the parade.
Okay, good. Thanks, Tom.
Okay.
The Sports Watch is next with Tim Carlson with a live report on today's American and foreign finals at the park in South Williamsport. Plus, the Super 16 countdown goes on. Tonight, a strong team from the Eastern Conference Southern Division.
Consider basics at Hills. For the things closest to you and beyond that, to things you use every day, Hills has built a reputation for not only having your everyday needs all the time, but having more basics than any store we know. Priced low every day. That's different.
We're a different kind of department store. You ought to be shopping Hills.
Check us out. Hershey Park Happy. Hershey Park Glad. So many things to see and do. Good times to be had. Hershey Park Happy. Hershey Park Glad. So many things to see and do. Good times to be had.
So many things to see and do.
Hershey Park.
Lehigh University in Bethlehem will have a lot more to offer its students and the community thanks to an agreement announced today. The university has agreed to buy part of Bethlehem Steel's Homer Research Laboratories and nearby land connecting Lehigh's two campuses. It means the campus will double in size, and it will create major new space for research. Lehigh will buy 5 of the 8 buildings on the site. $10 million from the state will help pay for it. Officials say the sale will put Lehigh University in a position to become a national research resource for studies in manufacturing and construction innovation. Now, if we go out to the ballpark, you're going to see a suave-looking character there. Boy, Tim, nice shade.
That's my Jim McMahon look-alike contest here today, but I needed him. It's so bright out here. The weather's beautiful, and thank you, Tom Clark. All right, 2 big games here today under this beautiful weather in South Williamsport. The American and foreign finals to determine which teams will play in tomorrow's Little League World Series final. In the early game, it was Taiwan facing Venezuela in the foreign final, and believe me, it was an exciting game as Venezuela was trying to make it to the series final for the 2nd straight year. Let's take a look at the highlights. We pick it up, bottom of the 2nd, 2-0 Taiwan. Venezuela's Nistar Rincon with a base hit. It'll score a run, but watch the second runner. He is out at the plate, and it's 2-1. Bottom of the 4th now, we pick it up. Venezuela will take the lead. Edwin Garcia with a double. It'll go all the way to the wall. It'll score 2 runs, and it makes it 3-2 Venezuela. The score is 4-2 after 4. Now 2 outs, top of the 6th. Yen Sin Ho, a 2-run homer for Taiwan to tie it at 4-4, a dramatic home run. Now into extra innings, top of the 8th inning. This is Woo Yu Kwan with the bunt, a successful squeeze play. It turned out to be the winning run as we check it out on the scoreboard. In 8 innings, Taiwan beat Venezuela 11-4. The game went 2 hours and 46 minutes, 5 minutes short of the all-time Little League record. Now, the second game that's going on right now behind me is the American final. It is Arizona taking on Florida, and the winner, of course, will face Taiwan in the title game tomorrow. Let's go to the scoreboard and see where it shapes up right now. It's 2-1 Florida. Make that 2-1 Arizona. It should be 2 Arizona, 1 Florida in the bottom of the 5th inning. Both teams scoring their runs in the 4th inning. Arizona back with another run in the 5th inning to take the lead. Arizona 2 and Florida 1 in that one. And we're sorry we don't have any highlights, but the game did not get over or get underway until 5:30. So that's the story so far in the American final. The 2 winners from today will meet in the World Series title game for the 40th World Series Championship tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and you can see the game here live on Channel 16. Now, if you were planning to come to South Williamsport for the game tomorrow, I would suggest you get here in plenty of time early because they're going to have a lot of people here. They're expecting 40,000 people. All right, let's talk football. In a week from tonight, the high school football season gets cranking, and of course, we'll begin our Super 16 sports final next Friday night at 11 o'clock, and it's expanded Sports Watch to bring you all the scores and the highlights. Now, in the meantime, we continue to count up to our #1 team in our Super 16 high school football. Today, we get the preseason lowdown on team number 11 from the Eastern Conference C1 Division. Here are the Blue Devils of Shenandoah Valley. Albie Oxenrider has the story.
The key word for Shenandoah Valley in 1986 is potential. If the Blue Devils can stay healthy, and more importantly, if their younger players develop, this could be a very good football team. The most important factor so far has been senior leadership.
I think we're getting not only good leadership from the 3 captains, I think all the seniors are really pulling together, and I think they're leading a lot of the young kids in the right direction, the place we want them to be.
On offense, senior Jackie Molesky will take over as quarterback, and the running game will be led by Mike Stasoli. Last year, he rushed for a school record 1,400 yards. On both offense and defense, senior tackle Joe Ruth is one of the best around. He's 6'4", 245, and one of the most highly recruited players in the Eastern Conference.
This Blue Devil team has some good players back from last year, including 7 starters. But the problem with this year's team is what's beyond those 7 starters. One of Coach Babinchak's concerns is that lack of depth.
But we feel that offensively, we could put out 11 good football players. Our problem is going to be the people backing them up. If we get hurt early in the season, we're going to have some problems.
Another possible weak spot for the 1986 Blue Devils is receiving. That's an area where they'll have to improve if they're going to compete in a tough Class C1 of the Southern Division. Shenandoah Valley, Super 16, team number 11. Albie Oxenrider, Sports Watch 16, Shenandoah.
There you see some of the game action here from South Williamsport. Bottom of the 5th inning, it's 2-1. Arizona leading Florida in the American final. The winner will take on Taiwan tomorrow at 4. You can see the game live here on Channel 16. And we'll see you tonight on the update. Don't forget, we have another Super 16 team tonight at 11. Karen?
Okay, thanks
See you
a
later.
lot. When Newswatch 16 continues, pedaling for pledges. It's a long bike ride to help save lives.
The hard bodies, more brawn, less fat than any Nissan truck in history. And your Northeast Nissan dealers have them. 15 different hard bodies, each one tough and dependable. And now make your best hard body deal and get your choice of a $500 cash rebate or 5.7% financing from Nissan. Visit Larry Heron Williamsport, Bradley Lawless Scranton, or Fred Schuler Wilkes-Barre.
The name is Nissan.
Finally tonight, after pedaling 60 miles today, nearly 24 bikers are giving their legs a rest tonight in Columbia County. It's all part of a 3-day bike hike to raise money for the Central Pennsylvania Lung and Health Association. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini caught up with the first leg of the hike today.
22 bikers set out from Mahanoy City in Schuylkill County, heading north into farm country. As bike trips go, this has to be one of the best. As fundraisers go, this is the best for the Pottsville office of the Lung and Health Association. Most of the riders are from Schuylkill County, but the group will have seen 4 counties by the time it returns to Mahanoy City Sunday evening. All this pedaling will bring in more than $9,000 in pledges to the Central PA Lung and Health Association. Not only do they have to be good riders, but they have to be good fundraisers. Each cyclist must have a minimum $250 in pledges to go along.
It usually averages out to about $450 a person. And we have one person this year that raised $1,300.
The leader of the pack is Lou Truskowski of Mahanoy City, who has turned his biking enthusiasm into $1,300 of pledges.
Basically, you go out and you say, would you pledge me? I mean, I'm willing to ride 175 miles in 3 days and put in a lot of effort to ride. Then I don't think it's too much to ask you maybe to donate $5, $10, $15, whatever it might be. I've had people that pledged me up to $50.
They're pushing hard for every dollar that goes to treating and preventing lung diseases.
It's not a race. The bikers can go at their own speed. But after 3 days of traveling 175 miles, they know that their lungs and legs will be in good shape. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, Orange Township, Columbia County.
And that is Newswatch 16 for this Friday. Be sure to join us tonight on The Update when we'll tell you about a successful program to get people off the welfare rolls and back to work. For the team, including Nolan, who has the night off, thanks for joining us. Enjoy your evening.
When you see news in the making, Newswatch 16 wants to hear from you. Call 1-800-533-NEWS. Toll free from anywhere in Pennsylvania. Call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1-800-533-NEWS.